Okay, here in the fifth of our walk around series we have the roadless traction DG4 half tracks as fitted to a 50 model e27 Fordson Major. They're fitted to a few different tractors but mostly Fordsons. DG stands for driven girder. The tracks actually work under compression and are designed to lock in an arc. They're self-locking, they have no road wheels. These are where they lock, and these tracks are very worn. You can see how this is sagging down and this is lifting up. That should actually be bowed to the bottom in the circumference of a 20-foot wheel. Shouldn't be curved up like that at all. It's actually only driving here under the sprocket. If a tractor was fitted from new with these tracks, it would have had the steel wheel studs. These have got the heavy Australian cast studs, so that's why you've got to have the packers. These are the original type grips which bolt on every third plate. There's holes. Another hole here. We've only got one of them, and as you see they're quite large. We've welded on grousers, but they actually make it quite rough riding. They stomp into the ground. We're talking about taking them off again. When we got the tracks, they're extremely worn. That is an original pin. You can see how the pins just float in the tracks. They're not solid in either link, and they're held in by these keepers. Now that's about 3/4. We replaced that with 1 1/8" shafting, and that was still a bit loose in the hole. The tracks are kept tight by the whole road wheel pushes back. Coil spring in this housing, which pushes back on this hump, this axle that's got a hump in it. That's so you can get at the PDO. That's the base of the spring coming out there. When we got it, the tracks were that worn. It had these extensions to go over the spring, and these packers to pack the frame out further to tighten the tracks. When we replaced the pins, we had to take all that out. This tractor had linkage and a full lighting kit. We've taken the linkage off, but we've left the hydraulic unit so we can use remotes perhaps on a plough, and also as we use it as a clutch brake. The lights were taken off because we were intending to fit a Malcolm Moore cub dozer to it, and we wouldn't normally have the lights on with that because they'd be too vulnerable. This side we've repaired, or attempted to. We've welded packers on the worn parts of the locking bars, and you can see now that the track actually arches upwards, and it's arching down at the bottom. It's just under, it's not quite right, but it's a heck of a lot better. It's actually riding and driving a lot nicer. We're just halfway through doing that. Now the rest of the tractor is standard gearbox, standard speed gearbox and standard tractor. The tracks were on a completely wrecked tractor we bought back in the 80s, and we bought this tractor a few years ago and fitted the tracks to it. And that's about it.